Hello again everyone, Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie. This is actually part of my ongoing series where I'm listening to songs that come from albums that are on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. And this particular song comes from the album David Bowie's Scary Monsters, which is number 443 on the list and was released by RCA in 1980. About the album, Rolling Stone says it's the end of the 70s, it's the end of the century. Bowie looks back over a decade he helped define and rips it into pieces with futuristic post-punk lampoons like fashion and teenage wildlife, where he bitches about the same old thing in brand new drag. He revisits the Major Tom story with Ashes to Ashes, which we're listening to today, where he screams along with the new romantic synths, acting out the sad story of the lost astronaut who finds the higher he gets, the lower he feels. So, I've heard a few songs from David Bowie so far at this point in my life. I've done a couple here on the channel with Quicksand and with Aladdin Sane. And I want to say maybe one more, but those are the two that are striking me at the moment. But then I've also heard some of his other songs just kind of on my own, What immediately comes to mind is Modern Love, which I love that song. It's a great song. It's a fun song. Of course, I've heard him with Freddie Mercury on Under Pressure. I've heard Rebel Rebel. I mean, there's a good number of songs from him that I've heard, usually ones that got a lot of radio play. So anyway, let's jump into it. Again, this is Ashes to Ashes. This is David Bowie. Here we go. This is really super groovy.
Say it's true. They got a message from the action man. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. I've loved all I've needed love, saw the details fall away. The shrieking when nothing is giving, just pictures of chapters and synthesis. And I ain't got no money and I ain't got no hands. Songs that please the air behind love. But I'm hoping to kick because planet is glowing. Ashes to ash and funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. Stay clean tonight. But the little green wheels are following me. Oh no, not again. I'm stuck with a valuable friend. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking pistol. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Whoa. Want an axe to break the ice. Wanna come down right now. Ashes to ashes, fun to Funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an on-time road. My mama said, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said, to get things done, you better not
All right. I really like that. I know that, you know, with Quicksand, I think I enjoyed that song quite a bit. But then I think back to like Aladdin Sane, and I definitely had people in the comments telling me like, dude, you just don't get it. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes I don't, you know. For me, David Bowie can be kind of hit or miss sometimes. And a lot of the comments I got for Aladdin Sane were just like, yeah, you know, maybe this one just wasn't for you. But I will say that this particular song I really enjoyed. I thought this one was fantastic. So let's break it down piece by piece like we always do, of course, starting with those lyrics. So I do want to read this about section here. It says, Ashes to Ashes is a follow-up to Space Oddity, another Bowie song I've heard. And that one, again, that's one of those I have mixed feelings about it. There's a lot of things I like about it. There's other times when it comes on and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to skip it for now. And so I know David Bowie fans, I'm so sorry. But it's just, it's one of those, I think David Bowie, I feel like, is an acquired taste. And I feel like I'm slowly acquiring that taste. But it's taking a little bit of time. So anyway, Ashes to Ashes is a follow-up to Space Oddity, reinterpreting its iconic stranded spaceman Major Tom as a drug addict lost in the throes of substance abuse. In addition to alluding to long-time rumors that Space Oddity was secretly about heroin, the song is also an open-faced allegory for David Bowie's own experiences with cocaine addiction. In 1976, at the height of his substance abuse, Bowie notoriously got lost in character as the fascist and sociopathic Thin White Duke while promoting the Roll's parent album Station to Station, leading to a number of PR incidents that led people to suspect that Bowie was genuinely a neo-Nazi, as his actual politics were in direct opposition to Nazism and fascism as a whole, as demonstrated elsewhere throughout Scary Monsters. Bowie retreated to Berlin alongside his similarly drug-addled friend Iggy Pop, both hoping to detox for good. Berlin was ironically a heroin hotspot, but Bowie attributed his distaste of that drug as a blessing during those years. This journey resulted in 3 seminal David Bowie albums in the waning years of the 70s, Low, Heroes, and Lodger. They are known as the Berlin Trilogy, also called his Berlin Period. Very interesting. A lot of info on that one. So let's take a look. So do you remember a guy that's been in such an early song? I've heard a rumor from Ground Control. Oh no, don't say it's true. They got a message from the Action Man. I'm happy. Hope you're happy too. I've loved all I've needed. Love, sordid details following. The shrieking of nothing is killing. The shrieking of nothing is killing. Just pictures of Jap girls in synthesis. Just pictures of Jap girls in synthesis. And I ain't got no money and I ain't got no hair. I ain't got no money and I ain't got no hair. But I'm hoping to kick, but the planet is glowing. Owing. But I'm hoping to kick, but the planet is glowing. So it's interesting because really on this first part, I'm kind of reading that from the perspective of, let's say, like Major Tom maybe heading off to space and coming back like a different person. And it's funny because recently I was reading a Reddit thread, the comments in a Reddit thread about Buzz Aldrin, because I think the moon landing was pretty recently to the time that I was the anniversary of the moon landing, I should say, is pretty near the time that I'm recording this. And so somebody was talking about how, after the moon landing, it was like, how do you go back to a normal life? And Buzz Aldrin kind of struggled with that. There was some drug usage there. It was kind of a hard time for him, right? So because again, you go to the moon, it's like the greatest accomplishment, in one of the greatest accomplishments in human history. And now you're back on Earth and you're living a normal life. And as I read through this, I kind of read that same thing too. In the sense that once you've gone on this incredible journey, how do you come back down? And I can see in the about section how that, of course, could be about like heroin use. Again, when you get to those super high highs, how do you ever come back down, right? I get that, but I don't know. I'm seeing this sort of science fiction, the sort of almost even real life connection behind that, and I just think it's real interesting. So, but then when he talks about that the Earth is glowing, I'm thinking back. He mentions Jap, which I assume means Japanese, like Japanese girls in synthesis. But then he talks about the planet is glowing. I'm wondering if there's some sort of allusions to the atomic bomb there at all. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. Time and again I tell myself I'll stay clean tonight, but the little green wheels are following me. Oh no, not again. I'm stuck with a valuable friend. I'm happy, hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking pistol. I've never done good things. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Whoa, whoa. And so I'm assuming that, again, if we talk back to like this song being about, maybe drug abuse and the recovery from, right, I would assume that like David Bowie sees himself as Major Tom. And so we know Major Tom's a junkie strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low, which what I would assume would be his like motivation to get clean. And time and again, he tells himself he will get clean. He'll stay clean tonight, but the little green wheels are following me. I never did anything out of the blue. I never did anything out of the blue. Want an axe to break the ice. I want an axe to break the ice. Want to come down right now. I want to come down right now. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. My mama said to get things done, you'd better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. My mama said to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. Which is interesting because again, I assume that that Major Tom was himself, right? And so either now he's speaking from the perspective of someone else, or perhaps Major Tom is maybe his darker side, right? His alter ego, and his mom is kind of saying like, if you want to get things done, you need to kind of set that darker part of you aside, so that way the healthier side of you can kind of thrive a little bit more. I feel like that's another way to kind of read this. It could be that it's from the perspective of Major Tom the entire way throughout. It's just that at the end she's saying like, if you want to be successful, if you want to get things done, you gotta step away from like maybe this addictive personality that you have. So lyrically, obviously there's a lot you can really take out of here. I kind of mentioned all the things that was going through my head as I was listening to and reading through that. So I just think it's interesting. To me, David Bowie is hit or miss, but I think what always captivates me about his music is the lyrics. And I feel like if I come back to a David Bowie song frequently, a big part of it is the lyricism. So I really like the way this one was written. I'm giving it 2 big thumbs up overall. As far as instrumentation and vocals go, loved the funkiness in that guitar. I'm assuming it was a bass, but just the funk that the guitar brought, I thought was fantastic. And it's funny because he knew what he was doing, right? But for ashes to ashes, funk to funky, I thought that was so fitting with just how funky that guitar was. There was a really great piece of instrumentation in the piano where I don't know if I'm going to describe it adequately, but basically on the piano notes there would be like this effect on it. Right, so the funky, so you hear it, right? Like the funk is amazing, but on that little piano note where it's sort of like has like this wavy sound to it, I thought that was so interesting, and that that honestly helped pull me right into the song right away. So instrumentally, this one sounded great. I think David Bowie vocally sounds great here as well. I like his approach to the vocal style. I think everything just sounds really good. This is a fun song to listen to. I give it 2 big thumbs up for instrumentation and vocals. As far as replay value goes, again, David Bowie, hit or miss for me. I got a few of his songs on my playlist. I think this one makes the playlist. I mean, I'm kind of excited to listen to this one again. There's just so much, I think, in the instrumentation that's interesting and unique. There's so much, I think, vocally that I appreciate about the song. And then again, I think it's well written. It's interesting lyrically, and I can definitely get behind that. So yeah, excited to listen to this one again. And so for that, I'll give it 2 thumbs up for replay value. Overall, a fantastic song. Really glad I had a chance to get back to David Bowie, because I was looking at my channel history and it's been a while. It's been a while since I've listened to any David Bowie here on the channel. So good to get back. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you enjoyed the music, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. I know David Bowie is no longer with us, but still support the artists, whatever. Of course, if you enjoyed what you saw here today on the channel, just consider supporting the channel by doing all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment with your requests, because I'm always taking those. And then you can even check the description to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right, bye for now.